We begin with a weather impact alert with more rain on the way today. This is video of the wet weather around the county from last night, overnight here from Mission Beach to Escondido and Alpine. Be sure to be careful out there on the roads. Some areas still slick out there. 6 a.m. here on this Thursday. I'm Eric Connors.
And I'm Netta Irampour. Yeah, it's not over. We have more to come. Meteorologist Evan Arani giving us a check of the rain for today.
Yeah.
Hi, Evan.
Hey, good morning. Another round of it by this afternoon and this evening. That's going to be where the brunt of the remaining wet weather arrives. However, keep in mind that there are plenty of puddles out there, so the roads are still wet from yesterday. And there are still a few scattered showers that are expected to make their way onshore over the course of the day. Here's the setup overhead from San Francisco all the way down through San Diego. Everyone's got a little dose of at least some scattered showers. We have more moderate activity up around North County where it starts to verge into Orange County. And looks like the mountains are finally starting to see that transition from rain into snow as we speak. So expect the bulk of it to come after about 2 p.m. We've got rain, mountain snow, wind in the forecast, and today is our day of coolest temperatures before we start to encounter some warmer ones by the time we get to the weekend. Weekend's going to be fantastic out there, so we just got to brace ourselves for the rest of the day today, and then we're starting to clear out. Coming up, we'll talk more about what to expect and how much is left. Back to you.
All right, Evan, thank you very much. And new this morning, President Trump could sign an executive order that would start dismantling the Education Department as soon as today. This order would direct newly confirmed Education Secretary Linda McMahon to begin the process.
Now, the president would need Congress to fully eliminate the department. He's expected to push for them to pass that legislation. Some programs and funding could be moved to other agencies if the Education Department is eliminated.
Also, this just in, applications for unemployment benefits fell last week. That's according to a new report just released by the Labor Department.
But the department anticipates applications to rise as the federal government continues to lay off employees. The number of Americans filing for jobless benefits fell by 21,000 to 221,000 last week. That's significantly fewer than the 236,000 new applications analysts expected.
And new data now this morning shows there were more job cuts last month than any February since 2009. That's according to a report out today from the firm Challenger, Gray & Christmas.
Most of those cuts were in the government, with over 62,000 cuts at 17 federal agencies. This morning, we have team coverage on the impacts of the cuts at NOAA and the Department of Veterans Affairs. CBS 8's Chris Grove live at the VA San Diego Regional Office with reaction from vets.
We do want to start with CBS 8's Regina Yorita live in Pacific Beach with how the NOAA cuts could affect disaster preparedness. Good morning, Regina.
Yeah, good morning, Netta and Eric. And because of some of the weather systems coming from NOAA, we were able to be prepared or at least be aware about this atmospheric river. But as you mentioned, as more NOAA budget cuts are rising, it is raising concerns about the future of other weather events, the preparedness of these weather events. So the agency provides critical data for predicting extreme weather events like the current storm. The Trump administration's recent funding cuts have resulted in significant layoffs at NOAA. According to former employees, because of recent budget cuts, it has seen about 600 scientific positions affected. They range from different departments, but these are scientists focused on tracking critical environmental data, including hurricane monitoring, tsunami prediction, and flood risk assessment. A federal judge has temporarily halted some of the staffing changes, while federal agencies have been instructed to submit staffing assessment plans next week. So we spoke with a former NOAA employee who tells us this will eventually have impacts when it comes to weather forecast capabilities. Take a listen.
Like the oceans, or you are impacted by the weather in any sort of way, which really means everybody, you're going to be impacted by this.
And the National Weather Service here in San Diego has confirmed that it has not experienced any staffing issues just yet, but they are concerned about future plans in the coming days. Now, this morning, we're also learning about job cuts at the Department of Veteran Affairs. That's where our CBS 8 Chris Grow is live in Kearney Mesa with more on that. Chris, what can you tell us?
Yeah, good morning, Regina. And we know that those cuts, those projected cuts, could hit so many San Diegans. In fact, remember, we know it's a military town, but this is also a place where after those who are done with their service for our country still continue to live and reside. More than 200,000 veterans call San Diego County home, one of the highest concentrations in the country. While we haven't seen a protest at the VA here so far about these cuts in San Diego, we did see one up in the Bay Area that caught the attention of many.
We've already lost 2,400 people in 2 weeks. So we have a problem if we lose any more. If we lose these folks, we're done. You're going to see suicide like you never saw before.
What I expected, that he would agitate both sides of the political spectrum, came to fruition. But
do you like the result of that?
No.
Other than that, like you said earlier.
And many of those protesting outside the VA hospital, Vietnam War veterans, they rely on the VA just like so many for health care and other benefits. Regardless, the Trump administration announced plans to reduce the VA workforce by more than 80,000 jobs, which would bring the department back to staffing levels of 2019 before they were brought up to try to address some of the issues that veterans were going through without that help from the VA. VA Secretary Doug Collins released a video yesterday saying, quote, "Things need to change." That's after an internal memo detailing the cuts began to circulate. He insists the cuts will not impact veteran benefits, but many are pushing back on that because last year the VA experienced its highest ever service levels, reaching over 9 million enrollees and delivering more than 127.5 million healthcare appointments. Critics are asking, how can reducing 80,000 jobs still continue to bring that level of care? Now, we do have local reaction from the San Diego congressional delegation. Turn to your screen right now. Congressman Scott Peters said on X, quote, "This will devastate access to care for our veterans, and it's unacceptable that Donald Trump would fire veterans who are performing well. I support the Veteran Retention and Reporting Act because we cannot treat those who have served our nation with courage and sacrifice like this." Representative Juan Vargas wrote, quote, "Trump and Elon Musk want to fire 80,000 VA employees, making it harder for our veterans to get the care and benefits they've earned and deserve. What a disgraceful way to treat the people who put their lives on the line for our nation. We will fight this." Now, Congressman Mike Levin also called out the cuts on his X account. We're still waiting to hear back from Republican Congressman Darrell Issa as well as Democratic Congresswoman Sarah Jacobs. Eric and Netta.
All right, Chris, thank you for the latest details on that.
Taking a peek outside here, a little break from the rain.
Little break out there. We get these kind of lighter intermittent showers for the morning and midday stretch. And then by about 2 to 3 p.m., we've got another wave, another onslaught of more moderate to heavy activity at times. That's why over the course of the day, rain is going to be kind of the steady threat. But I'd say the bulk of the rain that is left in the forecast is going to come by the afternoon and evening hours as opposed to in the morning. That transition to snow has already started over the mountains, so watch for it above about 4,000 feet. Wind is going to be pretty breezy over the course of the day too, and then die down by tonight into early tomorrow. So when we look at our rain chances, it's no surprise that we are at 100% chance, meaning just about everyone is going to see rain in the forecast across San Diego County today. Our chance for rain drops tremendously by Friday. All that's going to be left by the midnight hour is going to be those very light snow flurries over the mountains. They could linger through about 3 a.m. into early Friday, but then as the day really comes around, especially past sunrise tomorrow, there's next to nothing left. Should be shaping up pretty nicely for a mostly sunny day on Friday, lasting through Sunday. By the time we get into the beginning of next week, those conditions start to head south again. We've got more wet weather in the forecast, another atmospheric river likely by about that Monday, Tuesday timeframe. Winter weather advisory is going to stay in effect until early tomorrow morning. Another 3 to 5 inches of snow possible. Spots have already seen a little snow flurry activity, but more is coming. Very strong wind gusts also over the desert slopes of the mountains and throughout our deserts. When we look at what's expected to come, the bulk of it is going to be across San Diego County as opposed to LA, Santa Barbara. They've seen the bulk of their rain so far, and that means that what is left is going to keep traveling south and really develop, start to strengthen as it gets through Orange County and toward San Diego County. Out the door right now, 50s for the most part, couple light showers out there, 50 in Santee, 53 in Carlsbad, and 53 in downtown San Diego as well. Let's take a look at traffic. So far, things have been quiet out there. No major crashes or collisions. That's still the case as we head through the morning. Just watch for some puddles as you head out for that commute. Let's take a look at what your border wait times look like this morning. 65-minute wait at the San Ysidro Port of Entry, 45-minute wait at the Otay Mesa Port of Entry.